Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of the TomTalks podcast. Let's go. We had the super wild card weekend just happened last weekend. We're going to recap that real quick, and then we are going to make predictions for the rest of the playoffs, the divisional round. The first game, Cincinnati. The Bengals get their first win in 30 years. Joe Burrow is a guy. Joe Burrow is that dude. He is that guy. He just fucking killed it that game. He never turned the ball over. He did everything he was supposed to do. Trey Hendrickson got a nice sack and forced fumble. And Vegas almost came back and tied the game up, but unfortunately Derek Carr threw a pick in the end zone, or at least near the end zone. So that was a very good game. I picked the Bengals to win. I knew it was gonna be close, so yeah, I'm happy with my pick. And then this game, dude. This Buffalo Bills team is the only team in NFL history to score a touchdown on every single drive. And not only that, they whooped that ass. They whooped New England ass. Now might be the start of a new era. Now Buffalo may actually run this division now. This might be the statement game, not the statement game of the year, but one of them for Buffalo. And look at this little stat right here. First quarterback in Buffalo history with 5 passing touchdowns and no interceptions in a playoff game. Not even the Hall of Famer Jim Kelly did that, which is fucking crazy to me. I picked the Bills to win it. Honestly, I thought it'd be a lot closer, but I'm not surprised that Mac Jones struggled in this game. Bills' defense is very good. They're number one statistically in almost every single category. But we'll see how they do next week against the Chiefs. We're going to pick that game very soon. And now this game. This game was very disappointing. Not disappointed in the fact that we lost. I didn't think that the Eagles were going to beat the Bucs. But I expected the game to be a lot closer. But clearly, we tried to run the ball. Tampa Bay was very stout against the run that day. Although we got some run plays off, we didn't get a lot of them off. Jalen Hurts looked like he played his first playoff game. He struggled a lot. He threw 2 picks. We should have gotten the ball to Devontae Smith more. We did that. We didn't start doing that until the end of the game. He got that crazy 2-point conversion catch. And I seen a lot of talk in Eagles Twitter saying if Jalen Hurts is the guy or not. And after thinking about it, I saw somebody's post ask the question, are you ready to pay Jalen Hurts $45 million a year? And I know this is only his first year starting in the NFL. So this is what I'm going to say. Right at this very moment, no. I don't think Jalen Hurts deserves $45 million a year. He's not Josh Allen. He's not Patrick Mahomes. He's not a franchise quarterback. Right now, he's not a franchise quarterback. He may be a transition guy, but I believe he's earned the right to start next year. I think Jalen Hurts deserves another year to find out if he is the guy. If he improves, if he turns out to be like a Drew Brees, and it gets more accurate, gets quicker reading, quick reading the in the offense, like reading the defensive backs, because there were a couple of times he had open receivers for touchdowns. One across I believe it was the play where he scrambled out to his left. He threw the ball and the rookie defensive end deflected it for an incomplete pass. And that was for Jalen Reagor. I forget who was up, but I think it was Quez Watkins running across the middle. He had him open. If he threw that ball right to Quez, that was probably a touchdown, or at least that big game. And then Devontae Smith was wide open in the end zone. He pulled a double move on the corner. He couldn't throw the ball to him right then and there, but when he did, that ball turned into an interception. So, I think Jalen Hurts deserves another year, and I'm hoping that he improves. I'm hoping he kicks ass. So that's my stance on it. But we'll talk about the Bucs situation in a little bit, because that's gonna be a hard game to pick. Niners and Cowboys. I am so glad that San Francisco beat Dallas. That turned me into a better mood. that made my night. The Cowboys losing that game. It should have been a blowout, to be honest. It should not have been this close. It should have been like 30-10, or at least like 37, like 33, 37 to 10. 49ers just scored on like 2 drives. One was a pick, and the other drive, they didn't really try to go for it. Or they tried to draw them off sides, but it didn't work. But, yeah, I'm just glad San Francisco won. They're going to be a problem. They are a problem in the playoffs for the Green Bay Packers. And I'll talk about that, like I said, I'll talk about that in a little bit. The Chiefs dominated the Steelers. Not surprising to anybody. Even though the Chiefs struggled this season. I wouldn't say struggle, but like they weren't themselves. Like Mahomes had a bit of a slump in the middle of the season, but he turned it on the right time. The team turned it on the right time, and then we'll talk about the game next week. That's gonna be the best game of the week. And then Rams Cardinals. I was disappointed in Arizona. I picked the Cardinals to win, but obviously they got their asses kicked. Matt Stafford got his first ever playoff win. Odell had a great game. Cooper Kupp had a good game. But in my opinion, the story of the game is Cam Akers coming back from that torn Achilles. He's back with them at the right fucking time, and and the Rams are going to be a fucking problem for the Bucs. So let's go over that. So let's move to this weekend's games. Divisional round. The first game is the Bengals and Titans. All these games are going to be really good. The Titans, I believe, are favored by 3.5. I forget what FanDuel's thing is. Let's hold on. So yeah, this is gonna be a really all right. So I have it right here next to me. So it says, yeah, Titans are favored by 3.5. This is gonna be a really close game. Derrick Henry is coming back. The Bengals lost a defensive lineman. I forget what his name was, but he was a free agent. He stuffed up the middle. He's done for the rest of the playoffs if they continue on. But yeah, this is gonna be a close game. The Titans are too inconsistent on offense for me, but I think they will come out with a win. It's gonna be close. I don't think they'll get the 3.5, but I think they will win. It will be like a 27-24 score. That's just my opinion. Who knows? I could be wrong. And King Henry is coming back. That's a very important thing. He says they say the reports I've read that he's close to 100%. If that is true, this Titans team is dangerous with Derrick Henry. So I have Titans moving on. Sorry, Cincinnati. You overperformed this year. This is a great year for Cincinnati. They have nowhere to go but up. And now potential free agents are going to want to go to Cincinnati because of Joe Burrow. So next game is Green Bay and San Francisco. Aaron Rodgers has never been San Francisco in the playoffs, which is crazy. He's played them twice on the road. I believe the first time he played him was the year the 49ers made the Super Bowl with Jim Harbaugh. The Packers were on the road. That's when Colin Kaepernick ran all over them. That's when Colin Kaepernick was a legitimate great quarterback. The next year, San Francisco made it to the NFC title game. I believe it was Jim Harbaugh's last year. I think they won by a field goal. I don't remember though, and then 2019 was the Niners just ran all over Green Bay, and that's when San Francisco made it to their first Super Bowl since 2012. So that was the 2019. But this is going to be a cold game. It's probably going to be in the single digits. Green Bay's getting healthy at the right time. Bakhtiari's coming back. Jair Alexander's coming back. There are reports that Marcellus Wiley and Zadarius Smith are off the IR. So Green Bay is getting healthy at the right time. And just because of that, I think they're going to win this game. I don't know if they'll get to 5.5. I feel like it's going to be one of two things with this game. I think either Green Bay is going to fucking crush San Francisco, or somehow they're going to collapse. I don't know what it is. I don't know why I have this feeling, but I just don't know. That's just my feeling about this game. I don't know. But all these games will be really great. So the next game, let's line for this game. 3. I thought it was like 3.5. So the Bucs are favored by only 3 points, which I'm surprised. The Buccaneers have a lot of injuries. Fucking Tristan Wirfs has a bad ankle. Ryan Jensen, I forget what his injury is, but he is hurt. He got hurt. They both got hurt in the games against the Eagles. And it looks like the Rams are getting hot at the right time. The running game looked really great against the Cardinals. Matthew Stafford didn't have to do too much, and they're gonna have to rely on that same formula. And I just read that Ronald Jones is out. I don't know about Leonard Fournette. I don't think he's going to play. So I don't know if the Bucs are gonna have a running game. I don't know if the Rams are gonna have a running game because the Bucs defense are great against the run. So honestly, it goes down to quarterback play. If Matthew Stafford does not turn the football over, the Rams have a better chance of winning. I mean, I know you say that about everybody, but still, especially particular in this game. It's gonna be hard. And it's going to be hard for the Chiefs' offensive line. Not the Chiefs. I'm looking at the fucking highlights here. It's going to be hard for the Bucs' offensive line to protect Brady against Aaron Donald, against Von Miller, who had a great game last week against Arizona, and Leonard Floyd. They don't have to worry about those three players. All three of them are game wreckers. They can cause havoc, and they will cause havoc. That's the one worry with them. So this game is very hard to pick. But honestly, I bet against Tom Brady before. A lot of us have bet against Tom Brady a lot. But I'm not making that mistake again. Tom Brady will somehow find a way to win this game. They're only going to win by 3. So they're going to cover. It's going to be a low score. I think it's going to be 23-20 Tampa Bay. And then here's the best game of the weekend. The Chiefs and the Bills. Both teams came off of great wins, destroying the other team. Chiefs destroying Pittsburgh. Bills destroying the Patriots. The Bills' win was more impressive because the Patriots have a much better defense. Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes are both hot. This is turning out to be one of the best rivalries in sports. It's the next. I think a lot of people feel this way, but it's starting to become the next Peyton Manning versus Tom Brady. So this is a tough game to choose. But I will say whoever wins this game, I think will go to the Super Bowl. Whether it's the Bills or the Chiefs, I think one of those two teams are going to the Super Bowl. I think they're going to beat the Titans next week. So I think in a very, very close game, a very shootout type of game. The key to this game is that Josh Allen we need that great Josh Allen. The Bills cannot have the mediocre Josh Allen because he has been very up and down this year. I thought Josh Allen was going to be the MVP this year, but when Josh Allen and the Bills are hot, they are fucking hot. But when they're not, they're very hard to. They don't play well, and they have Devin Singletary has finally start up as another player in the run game, not just Josh Allen himself. So that should help the Bills a lot. That's going to be the key for them to keep Mahomes off the field. I think the Bills are going to win this game. Just something in my bones. I just feel like it's Buffalo's time. So my predictions for the AFC Championship game will be the Tennessee Titans versus the Buffalo Bills, and the Green Bay Packers versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We're going to have Aaron Rodgers versus Tom Brady, round 2 of part 2. And then Titans and Bills will be a replay of the last time these two played in the playoffs was the Music City Miracle. So that's it for this episode. I hope this is a great game between all 4. I hope all these games are great. I hope none of them are terrible. And I hope I go 4-0, because last time I went 5-1. So, if you're betting on these games, good luck. Let's see what the line is for that game. 1.5. They're predicting the Chiefs to win, but I'm going to go with the Bills. Okay, so yeah, anyway. So, I hope all these games are great. I hope they all kick ass. I will see you next week.